I'm Larry, and this is another podcast.
All right, it's another podcast.
It is another
I
podcast.
think it's number 8. I don't
Is
remember.
it 8 or 7?
7 or 8. Yeah, maybe 7.
I don't remember.
It's been 2 weeks since
The
we-
last one you
Yeah.
released was 6, right?
I think so.
So
yeah.
it should be 7.
Yeah, but we recorded the last one like 2 weeks ago. So it's been 2 weeks. What have you been up to?
Well, school just started for me, so I've been a little bit busy and like trying to figure out how busy exactly I would be. I have a lot of like online classes that just ended up happening. I don't know why, but I have a bunch of online classes, so you don't really know the workload for that until like a few weeks in. And I was a few weeks in, so
Okay.
it's not too bad.
Getting in the groove of things?
Yeah, and like finding that rhythm.
Nice. I've just been looking for a job.
Oh, that's fun.
It's very interesting because I've been using like the website or like those services like Glassdoor,
Yeah.
Indeed, and all those. I just put up my resume and I keep getting like, I think the first one I put it up on was like careers.com or something like that.
Okay.
Some generic one.
Yeah.
And I got like a bunch of offers that look sketchy. I don't remember if I told you, but I got an offer to do like an Amazon job, like box inspection.
What?
So
Interesting.
the offer was I make it was like $45 every box I inspected, and it was like shipping verification. So it'd be like,
Oh.
and then like I kept asking for more information because I'm like, this sounds really sketchy. That's too much money for like that. Sounds like that little work. So they gave me all the forms. It was basically, so this company they claim to be a subsidiary of Amazon.
Okay.
So they're not actually a part of it. They're not officially Amazon, but they work, or I don't
They
think it's
work
or
with-
either a subsidiary or like a subcontract of Amazon.
Mhm.
So like the premise was that someone will like want to be a vendor on Amazon, so they'll send in like a package of whatever they're selling, and this company receives it and they would send it to me, and then I would like open it, inspect it, make sure everything's
not
there.
broken.
Yeah, like describe the quality and everything, and then
Yeah.
send it back, and I get paid like $45 a box or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like the person emailing me, like I don't want to sound discriminatory, but the email was like an Indian name email.
Okay.
But like the person had like a generic like American sounding name, and then like the initial couple emails I got was from this person, and it sounded like English wasn't their first language. So I'm like, I can't
Oh.
tell if like you just don't have, because like when you speak as a non-native English speaker,
Yeah.
you're just how you phrase things like
Yeah, it's really different.
it's off. Like
Yeah.
you can tell. So I
The
wasn't
grammar's
sure.
a little bit
Yeah.
off, and-
So I was like very sketchy. So I didn't take the offer. But like I had a couple other ones that were like, hey, because I put on my resume like I know some Java.
Mhm.
They were like, we have a Java engineering position in like Milwaukee and
Oh.
like Wisconsin. I'm like, I don't want to leave. So I've been putting it on like these low or like Glassdoor and all these, but like specifying it to like local.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's been interesting because it was like I put in like specifications. Because at this point I just want to get a job for work experience because
Yeah.
basically all my work experience is like at the Prime Center.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, like I have work experience, but it doesn't feel like I have real world work experience
Mm.
kind of thing. So I was like, I don't really care. I just want a
Prime
job.
Center is a very interesting
Yeah.
work environment.
Because
so.
it's like on paper we did a lot, like a variety of things, or like not on paper. In actuality, we did a lot of like a variety of things, but
Yeah.
like on paper, it's like you have to label it as like a student job.
Mhm.
So I guess it has like that stigma of like, oh, just sitting behind a desk.
Yeah. But
So-
we did so much.
Yeah, we did a lot, but like it's
All the
kind
random
of
things that
hard to
go
put that
on
on
the
a resume without it sounding like
Yeah. Like we were trying to like
Yeah.
just fill up.
Yeah, I'm trying to fill out my resume. So, yeah, because initially Carol edited my resume, and like she was
She
like, "You
puts
need
so
she's like,
much stuff
You
on
should
there."
have so much stuff in there." And like my sister like looked at my resume, and she was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
She because at Taekwondo, one of the kids' parents, she works as like HR for like a hospital or something.
Okay.
So like she looked at my sister's resume and like gave her the template, helped her out, My sister was like, yeah, I have work experience. She was telling me. And she's like, have been a teacher, has her own research and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, my thing is like half your size. I'm like, oh man. So I
Yeah.
like shrunk it down. So I'm like trying to be as precise
Like
as
Carol
possible.
doesn't mind if it's like multiple
Yeah.
pages or
Yeah, but I forgot. I was like, wait, Carol's writing it as if she was hiring me, not someone else.
Yeah.
Who's looking through like 30 applications.
like her thing is like not bad, but
Yeah.
I think you can shrink it down a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. So I
Feel a
condensed.
little bit
Yeah.
more concise.
So I condensed it, and I got a bunch of job offerings. So I've just been like, you know,
Mhm.
making sure that the company's legit, and then it's like getting like I don't mind the pay if it's low because I'm just trying to get job experience, but like making sure it's like not below minimum wage or like
Yeah.
lowballing like what the average is. So that's been interesting.
Yeah.
And then I've been getting like basically the like ZipRecruiter and Glassdoor, like you'll put in like specifically what kind of job you want,
Mhm.
and then it'll just like show up a bunch of jobs that meet that like description, and they try to make it super easy. So basically, like when you apply, you just like you upload it to make it easier. You upload your resume to your account,
Yeah.
and then like you just click send, so you don't have to
and then-
upload per.
And it'll do it every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so you just apply it, and like most of the it'll have like a questionnaire, and basically most of them are just like, can you work here legally?
Oh.
Are you of intelligence?
Yeah.
Basically, and it's like, can you lift a certain amount of weight? Just because I guess like on the day to day.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing, and then like on the free time, I've been like slowly picking up like HTML5 just to get like a foundation for web development to get it better. Just on the off chance like some random person or like some random company is like, hey, we're hiring for this, and then like a mutual friend's like, hey, you want a job? You know, just so I can pick up better skills.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I don't know if I told you about this, but you know how Power Rangers comes from a Japanese show?
Yeah.
So I watched one of the seasons before the Power Rangers used. It's pretty good. I like, yeah. So it's called Jetman. And
Interesting.
The premise is that like the main guy, Red, was like part of this government like they call it Skyforce, which was very funny because this was right around the time like Space Force
Oh.
was announced. But yeah, so he was like they were preparing to fight like aliens, like on the off chance it happens, and then aliens come, and they were like, we got this cool new technology because it's like bird themed.
Oh.
So they call it like the Birdonic Wave, and it's just like super soldier serum essentially, but like in an energy ray form, and it hits him. But like as soon as it's about to hit other people, like other candidates,
Mhm.
the ship gets attacked by the aliens, and like the wave hits 4 other random civilians.
Oh.
So then they have to like team up and fight off this alien force. It's very
see.
cool.
That's interesting.
It was made in 92, 1 to 2.
Oh shoot.
But so it's like it's a good series, but it's kind of outdated because it's a Japanese like interpretation of like like a hero show
Mhm.
from the 90s. So it's very interesting because
There's definitely like a different culture.
yeah, like you can see the culture, but it's also like you can just see how outdated it is because like one of them is like a 16-year-old girl.
Okay.
It's just funny because the black ranger is like supposed to be the cool guy,
Yeah.
the one that like goes out drinking
Oh.
and stuff. So he like hits on her at the beginning, and she's like no. And yeah, it's also like dated things because like he smokes and drinks,
Oh.
and it's like that wouldn't fly now. But it's like
That's
it's
true.
like they want to be like, oh, this guy's like hardcore.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is a good series. That's pretty much what I've been up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these last 2 weeks, I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter.
good.
Like during my free time and stuff. Like, just play a bunch of games with my friends.
Because I remember, I think last time we recorded, you guys played Monster Hunter right after we finished.
Yeah.
So anything cool happened in the last 2 weeks?
Nothing in particular. I mean, like we caught Ifon up, so he beat the story.
Nice.
And then so we're just like doing a bunch of hunts together, and some other friends too. It's been really fun. We've been doing a lot of stupid things, like wearing this weird helmet and then wearing nothing else, just running around.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of. Did you ever go to like the Peter Piper Pizza or one of those places that like you play arcade games and you get tickets?
Once or twice.
You know, like those little thumb things that you can get.
Like
It's like this little plastic thing. It's like a monster that you can just wear on your thumb.
oh, okay.
It reminds me of that. The helmet.
Yeah, it looks like a sock.
Yeah.
But it's like really tall. It's really funny. Yeah, so that's the best helmet in the game.
So yes, how's school going?
School's doing all right. I mean, it's just keeping up my homework and stuff. And especially since everything's online, it's like all the responsibilities actually just on you to like time manage and stuff. And I've been getting like a lot better at that than
That's
like
good.
before. Like I've been doing homework instead of like putting it off, or like oh no, and like we're messing up my time management, and then like I suddenly have like 3 assignments due at midnight, and it's 11 o'clock. So like I've been getting on that like a lot better than before.
Nice.
Good.
So would you prefer in class or online now?
I still like in class a lot because like if it's online, like it's still really confusing.
Okay.
Like what assignments, like especially at the beginning,
yeah.
it's like okay, what assignments do I need to do? Like what discussion board like you need to post on? And then since I have so many, it's like kind of confusing for me to keep track a lot of times.
Okay. You have any issues with class this semester?
Yeah. So this was one of my 2 in-person classes, and so I didn't show up once because I had an emergency, and the professor dropped me because I didn't show up to that one class, and I went to class the next time, and I thought like I didn't think I was getting dropped, and so I just hung out, and then he did call my name for attendance, but like this guy, he has like I don't know what nationality he is. He's black, but.
Okay.
He had like this really thick accent,
okay.
and then he doesn't speak very loudly, and but he's like doing attendance, and then so I thought like either like he already knew who I was, and or I just didn't hear him or something. He just saw me, right? And then so he's like, all right, whatever. And then like I turned in my homework and everything, so like he has my homework and like my assignments, and then like class ends that day. It's like okay, whatever. And then the next week when I go into class, he like asked me like, wait, who are you? And like or like did I call you on my attendance? I'm like, no. He's like, wait, you are on my roster. I was like, what? I was so confused. And then he's like, oh, you have been dropped from this class because you missed that class. And I'm like, what? He's like, all right, here, go to like the English department and go talk to them. And then so I go to the English department, and they're like, hey, just tell your professor to send an email, and then we'll put you back. And I'm like, all right, great. I go back, talk to the professor, and he's like, but I don't see you on my roster. I'm like, yeah, because you dropped me. And he's like, and so I can't reinstate you. You're on my roster. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, I'll show you that I was in this class. So I took a picture like at the first day of school, so like I know where all the classrooms are and stuff. I don't have to like keep looking at it. And then so I pulled out my phone. He's like, here, and he's like, all right, go back to your seat. And then I'm like, okay, well, I think he's gonna do it for me. And next week, just this past Wednesday, I went to class. And then he's like, hey, can you like come outside? I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I can't reinstate you to this class because you're on my roster. I'm like, dude, I need this class. I told you I was in this class. I turned in my homework. Yes, I did. I missed the class, but.
So do you still have access to the blackboard?
Not to that blackboard.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he just like kicked you out.
Yeah, I was like, wait, why? It makes but whatever.
So do you just have to do that class like next semester?
I'm gonna try to find a session B.
Oh, okay. Let's hope that happens.
Yeah, because if I were to do it next semester, I might die.
Oh, okay.
Like I just have to like figure out my schedule stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, it should be fine. I can get some other teacher to get me into class.
Just explain to them and be like, yeah, this happened. Please, I'm trying to learn this.
Yeah, I kind of need this class to graduate,
Yeah, because I've had that a couple times where, like, I think it was, yeah. Most of the time, I think every time the professor's like, yeah, just, because I went through all the paperwork, it ran around too, and they were
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
I remember that.
they were just like, yeah, I'll just send an email, and I'm like, nice.
Yeah, but I wish my professor actually sent that one email. You need to put
All
my
it
name,
takes is just an email.
my name, my
Yeah.
ID number,
Yeah,
and what you want to do.
yeah,
And like, put this kid back in my class, please.
yeah.
He
Did you
did
get
do
your
it.
homework back?
No, he kept it. I mean, what else?
I was just wondering, it's like, he grades.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I realized that I didn't know what grade I got on that homework. But whatever.
Nice.
And this should be okay. Just like the second half of like this semester will be like super busy because like
Okay.
it'll be like more intense.
Yeah. Well,
I'll see what goes on with that.
well, this semester you moved into Efon's house.
I did. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
Actually, we're sitting on his couch. But yeah, I did move into Yufan's house.
So how's it living with Efon?
It's pretty nice. It's definitely different from living with Alfred. I lived with another guy for 3 years, just in an apartment, but this is like a really nice change, like a really big place with that house. So like, it's nice like having a really a bigger kitchen and like being able to cook. And also, like, some of my friends are literally across the street. So I can, like, if I want to hang out, I can walk across the street. But living with Efon is interesting. So we're in the living room right now. So over there, there's his setup, and behind us, actually, behind this couch is my setup, like my computer, my battle station.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of sit in the living room and play games. But Efon has class in the mornings and then he doesn't get back till like one of his classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday ends at 4:20.
Okay.
He gets back at like almost 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then we cook for each other sometimes, or I cook for him sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing I was more concerned about because I remember, I think I said this before, but when he was in Seattle, like the first week, I like messaged him. I'm like, "So how are you doing on food?" He was like, "I hate cooking." He's like, or at first he messaged me. He was like, this chicken is like it's a day past expiration. Do you think I should still cook it? I'm like, no, throw it away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you can freeze those, right? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, no, I didn't know that. And because he would go into like Safeway or whatever convenience store and just get and I guess he didn't know like how to buy groceries effectively.
Yeah.
So we just buy groceries.
That's a weird thing to learn.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of all this. I think what happened was he just baked chicken
It's not bad.
and then just and then like I think he just steamed vegetables and just ate
That's
that.
fine too.
So he was like, I hate this, and because he was just making like a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
He was only living there for 2 months, so he was like fine with expenditures. So he was I think he just ate like Subway every day or something.
Yeah, it's not a good way to spend your money.
So when I heard you were moving in, I'm like, yes, I don't have to worry about him starving.
Yeah. So
Or
like
a
I cook
semester
fried
where
rice and like for him or whatever.
Yeah. Or a semester where he just eats nothing but Burger King. That was disgusting.
Oh yeah, if I don't cook, he either goes In and Out or Taco Bell, or there's a Jack in the Box, but I haven't seen him with that yet.
Okay.
I've only seen actually just Taco Bell and In and Out.
Nice.
So I will do a lot more cooking and
That's
smoking
good.
food.
So nice. Are you like helping him learn how to cook, or you just do it and he's just like,
I'm just cooking.
oh, okay.
But I haven't lived here for that long, and like I'm a little bit busy like during the evening sometimes too, so I go out. Yeah, I think I spent too much money on food this month. Actually, I should cook more. But I'm still learning like how to like cook different dishes.
Okay.
I'm still learning like grocery shopping stuff,
Nice.
like what meat to buy, which is just whenever it's on sale.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like which vegetables I need and I should have in my fridge, and like to use it.
My mom is like the master of that, cause like
I think just a lot of moms, like most moms are.
Yeah, since I started driving, I've had to take her because like I go to ASU,
Mm-hmm.
and then like her because she owns a hair salon. It's like on the way
Oh,
because it's in Mesa. It's on like Broadway and Dobson,
okay.
so it's pretty close to ASU. So like in the morning, I would take her grocery shopping, and she'd hit up like 3 or 4 stores,
Oh,
just because like she'd be constantly monitoring like when stuff's on sale, like
Oh, wait, I should
vegetables
do
and
that, too.
everything. So like it like 1 week could literally just be 3 days of me driving straight to drop her off and then go to school,
Mhm.
or like those days could just be like, oh, we're going to Fry's this day, we're going to
yeah.
Albertsons this day.
My
So,
family, we do our grocery shopping
Yeah.
for the week,
Uh-huh.
and like on one day,
Yeah.
so like Saturday, and
Yeah.
then if we need something, like my mom forgot something, like she go get it.
Yeah, because my parents, like, for the longest time were, like, we always, I guess, wouldn't say, we weren't ever, like, you know, in danger of running out of money, but, like,
Yeah.
that my mom always likes that mindset of, like, you know, why spend more when you don't have to?
Yeah,
Plus, like, you know,
Yeah.
sale's a sale, kind of.
yeah. I think like that's what
Yeah.
like we kind of do too. Like,
Yeah, so,
we don't buy anything like
Yeah.
super expensive.
yeah, so she applies it with groceries, so it's, like, a lot of, so, yeah, she won't, like, buy stuff, like, the week in advance. She's just, like, she knows, cause she has a bunch of recipes. She knows what, like, how to cook stuff fast.
Yeah,
So like
And
she
she
just
knows what
needs,
she needs.
yeah. So she just needs, like, when she gets the groceries, then she's just like in cooking mode. She doesn't have to like plan everything out the week in
Oh.
advance, kind of person.
Right.
So
yeah. We kind of usually like buy kind of what's on sale,
Mhm.
like general
Yeah.
like groceries,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
onions, tomatoes, like
Mhm.
cucumbers or
yeah,
bell peppers, like whatever like you need, and then like whatever meat's on sale, and then
Yeah.
like during the week is like, okay, we have this,
Yeah.
so we can cook this.
yeah,
Right.
nice.
That's kind of what I've been doing too, except
Yeah.
we need more vegetables.
Yeah, I remember that. It was well, I think I've said this before, but he was late to a gaming tournament because all he had was bell pepper.
Yeah.
Because he didn't, I guess he doesn't, at the time he wasn't good at going grocery shopping because this is
Yeah.
like the first month that he was living here alone. And he was like, well, I have these bell peppers and they're going to go bad. So he just ate them.
Bell peppers are good.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they went bad or not
Should be
when
fun.
he was eating them.
It's okay. When I
Yeah.
came back, or when Yifan came back from Seattle, he didn't clear out all the food in his fridge. So when I moved in,
Did you have
and
fun
he
cleaning?
also doesn't look into his fridge like ever because he doesn't cook, so
Yeah.
no reason.
Mhm.
So I opened the fridge, or it was like, okay, can I use your fridge? It's like, of course. Like opens the fridge. Like everything's in bags and stuff, so it didn't smell gross. But there was these tomatoes that have been in the fridge for over 2 months, and it looked like there was cream cheese on the tomatoes.
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
only saw them for a little bit.
Yeah, see, that's why I was like, man,
But
it's a good thing Larry's
That
living
was
here.
really, really bad. And then so like we cleaned the fridge, like we took out all the things and
That's good.
like wiped them down.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
it's been fun.
that's good.
And like living with someone different, you found like super chill, maybe a little bit too chill.
Yeah.
Like when I asked him if I can move in, like I was just like, hey, can I live at your place next year? He's like, yeah. Like that's exactly how the conversation went. And like the next week, he's like, okay. He's like, do you have like a price in mind? Because I don't know anything. I'm like, okay, give him a price. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'll ask my mom.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like negotiating with mom a little bit, but like that went super fast.
Nice.
It wasn't difficult. And then like, yeah, it's just super chill. But like he's still like pretty responsible. Like
That's good.
it's really nice because like this is like just something like that's I always remember because I always had like arguments with my old roommate about like washing dishes,
Uh-huh.
and like he washed my dishes for me once, and I was like, oh, this is great, and like he like doesn't mind doing like chores and stuff.
Okay. That's
And
good.
so like stuff gets taken care of. I think like the only thing that like when you think about is, like keeping the house like kind of tidy.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's nice that. So actually, one of my friends came over once, and then so this house and my friend's house across the street are basically identical, like in the layout and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like where the rooms are. my friend's house has an extra room, but the master bedroom is a little bit smaller, and that one's special. This is like the base generic house, so the houses look really similar. And then one of my friends came over, and he's like, "Wait, I like this house better than this friend's house across the street." And my friend is like super neat. He's like super tidy.
Yeah.
So everything's like super clean, right? And then the color scheme is like white and like black, a little bit like black and white. And so everything looks like super clean. Right? If you like think of like if you ever play Animal Crossing, like it's that like black and white scheme of colors.
Yeah.
And like it is a really nice place. I accidentally added color to their carpet because I spilled Doboki everywhere. That was a struggle to clean up. I've also like spilled blood from meat.
Meat blood.
Yeah.
Not people blood.
Yeah, like I was like doing something with a rib and then I put blood everywhere on the ground. Yeah, but anyways, like it's super clean, and her hair is like when I first moved in, it was like really, really messy. Like there was empty water bottles everywhere, like random food stuff everywhere. But
I can see it now. Like I turned to my right, and there's like 3 water bottles on the counter.
Yeah, so like those we can put in the recycle bin or whatever. But like it used to be a lot worse than like what it is now. Yeah, and like even like, but right now it's like a very comfortable state of messiness, right? It's not like there's rats or anything. Like it's like looks like someone's living here.
Yeah.
But if you go across the street to my friend's house, it looks like no one's living there. Like they don't.
It's that clean.
Yeah, like they don't have like random stuff on the table. They like everything. It looks like someone is ready to move in.
Yeah.
Like if like they left, like someone can move in and it will be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because that's how clean it is. Like maybe the rooms are like a little bit different, but like just the living room, like the kitchen, it's like pristine.
Yeah. Nice.
So like it's really comfortable here. I'm pretty happy.
That's good. So, you picking up any hobbies?
Yeah. So I have a friend. He does origami, and I've been inspired. So shout out to Origami by Boyce. Check out his Instagram at Origami by Boyce. He also has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So he's really cool. He does a lot of different things, but one of the things he does is origami, and he does these really complicated folds. And I've been pretty interested in origami since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like
everyone is. You're just like, how can I make people look cool?
Things. Yeah, and then like in class, like even through high school, I remember calculus. So that's my junior year in high school. I to stay awake in class, I made cranes. But that was like the only thing I knew how to do, or like one of the few things I knew how to do. I was interested, so like I researched a little bit and like I learned how to fold like a boat or like a.
But it is like never complicated.
Yeah, but it was like never complicated. It was like super easy things, like a flower or whatever. Like that flower is like the hardest thing I knew how to fold, and like it wasn't that difficult. So, but anyways, like I used to make cranes in class, and then I would like, like there's a box on the wall, like a really long box, and like wires go through it, right?
Yeah.
On the side of the classroom, I sat like next to the wall, so I would put every day, like I would make like a bunch of cranes because that's how I stay awake in class. And like you get a bunch of paper in high school, like for homework, and then you kind of don't need those anymore, and people just recycle them. But I keep them and I make them into cranes. And what else are you gonna do with them? And then so I put them on the side, and it was really cool. Like at the end, like, but I ended up running out of room on the side of that wall. It's not very. So I lined the whole thing with cranes, and then it's like, wait, there's no more room. And then my teacher is like, here, make a box, and we'll keep the box for you. And so I made a box somehow, or I think I don't remember if she made the box or I made the box, but it was a box, and we just put cranes in it. And then it was like not that big of a box. Yeah. But and then so by the end of the school year, it was like really full. There was a bunch of cranes in it. And then next, I still had one more year of high school, and then I took the AP Stats because that was the only math class I could take. I couldn't go any higher. Didn't have DPQ kind of stuff. But anyways, and then this teacher gave it to. This teacher was really great. and I gave it to this other math teacher, and then so this box of cranes followed me around, and I didn't make that many cranes this class. I made a few,
Nice.
but I wonder if they still have it. I should go visit. It's like, hey, do you still have my cranes?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so that I've been doing that, like, and then like I stopped doing it, like doing some origami stuff until now, like a few weeks ago, or like a week ago, I guess, where my friend was like, he has been doing it for 2 years, but he's like really good.
Yeah. You should really check out his Instagram.
Check out his Instagram. It's so cool.
He's got this dragon that's like human size.
Yeah, he also has like he does his own designs now. He has like this really complicated samurai with like serrated blade, and he has this guy who's like holding a dragon head, and it's like really complicated designs. It's all one piece of paper, and so I've been learning from him a little bit.
Nice.
And I just finished a T-Rex actually, and that took me a while to make, and like trying to figure out all the folds. And
Yeah.
there's this one particular fold is to make his arms, called rabbit ear fold. It's like it's not that hard, like technically, like we just have random people who review it, but like in application, like trying to figure out like how to do this fold like on this section was like really weird. But I finally got it. He helped me out a lot, and I finished Dinosaur. I would show it, but I gave it away.
Okay.
I'll make another one for next time.
All right.
But yeah.
Try next week.
Yeah, but it was. Hopefully, I'll be a better origami artist
That's good.
next week. So right now, I'm trying to fold this dragon, but I was stuck. So I think there's like 50 steps. I thought there would be more, but it's only 50. And then I was like, by step 10, I had to look up 3 different folds. I googled 3 different things and like tested them out, and then. So I was stuck on step 10 for like a whole day, and like trying to figure out like how do you do this. I finally like found a video. Like I messaged him and my friend, and he sent me a bunch of like videos like showing me like how it works. I'm like, I don't get it. And then like so I made like 3 different models, like, and then I'm like, dang it, they're all the same. And then, like I didn't do anything wrong. So I was like trying to figure out what's going on, and then like finally like through a lot of research, like figured it out. And then now I'm stuck on step 27, I think. Looked up like at least 5 other different folds, and then like there's this other fold, and like it's called a inside reverse fold. It's like not difficult, but you can't figure out how it works, how it applies to this particular part of the fold. I'm like, what is this? This makes no sense. So like I just messaged him about it again just now.
Nice.
So hopefully I'll have that dragon finished soon.
I'm glad you picked up a hobby.
Yeah, it's great having something to do other than
video games. Yeah. Well, one of the things in the last 2 weeks that I did was last Saturday. There was a Taekwondo tournament at the Arizona Grand.
Oh,
I don't know if you know where that is. It's like by it's like off the I-10 baseline.
Oh,
it's like that giant Fry's store. It's across the street from
Yeah. I actually went to Fry's a little bit ago to buy something.
Yeah, and it was interesting because we had, I think this was like the highest number of people we had competing. So we were competing like Taekwondo forms and like Olympic style sparring. Yeah. And so it was pretty good. One of the things I wasn't too happy about was like, because I think they were anticipating more people, but I guess like either the people that they were trying to get from like out of state and stuff just couldn't make it, or other tournaments, something conflicting. So it wasn't like as big of a turnout as I expected from what the tournament organizer was telling me, but like it was a pretty good tournament. But yeah, so we had a couple kids who were brown. So how they do it is like for forms is like you have like a belt range. Yeah. So like from this rank to this rank, you should know this form. Yeah. And then you compete in that form. And so like we had a couple of kids that were brown, so their bracket would be like blue to brown. Okay. So it's like a completely separate, because it was like most Taekwondo ranking, like the belt system is like you start at white,
Yeah.
yellow, orange, green, purple, blue, brown, black, or red, then black.
So many.
And then there's like some schools that like they'll skip a rank or like they'll change one or two.
Yeah.
But generally it's like
It's
it follows that pattern.
Yeah.
So we sent a couple of kids that were brown belt, and they just all went up against red belts, which I was like, what the heck is wrong with you guys?
Oh.
'Cause that's not fair because it's like they're in completely different rank brackets.
Yeah, they're just in different levels.
So like one of our kids was just because she's also like small, for her age as well. So like when you do forms like a lot because they try to set it up so it's like two people competing at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll just be like, oh, you win or you win. So there's 3 judges, so like you can't tie.
Yeah.
So she lost both because it was like a double elimination, like 4-person bracket, and she lost both times. And like I just remember, I'm like, man, I feel bad for her because like not only is she like because a lot of the times when they do that, they don't look for every detail because we like grilled her like, you know, you need to do this perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
have your hand position here, stuff like that. And like she trained for like a month to get good at it.
Yeah.
So like her form got better and she was like more disciplined throughout the month, but I just felt bad because like
She tried so hard.
Yeah, because like I don't think she like to be honest, I don't think she would have won because some of the other girls had better technique, but I think she would have beaten like one of them
Okay.
for sure. So that's why and then like another kid like I saw his form and like my kid and like one of the hand techniques is like a knife hand, so like to make it look strong, it's like you need to have fingers together like that.
Yeah.
And like so they have it on video. One of the parents like the kid's hand was like this,
Oh.
and they still gave him the win. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like this. So yeah, and then one of our kids like she won against the red belts, but I wasn't watching. But from what one of the parents watching and like the Master Jackie was watching, he said like the other girls weren't that good, but the girl who won like also her forms were like just on point that day, I guess.
Okay.
And then for sparring, I was running around because like they do it from like youngest to oldest.
Yeah.
And so they start like 5 to 7, and then because it's Olympic style sparring, there's age brackets.
Yeah.
So what they try to do is they try to match you with your age, your weight class, and
Yeah.
your rank. So so it's like so
kinda difficult.
yeah. So it's got so many like constraints that like you take forever finding people,
Mhm.
and like some people show up late, some people just don't show up.
Oh.
So like they
that's
just
free wins.
yeah because you register online
Oh.
in advance. So like they print out like the roster like the day of,
Mhm.
and then like some people just don't show up even though they registered to compete.
Yeah.
So like it was just taking forever. So kind of felt bad, but I only got to coach one guy because like they were sending out people, so it was like 5 to 7 and then like 8 to 11.
Yeah.
So like we had one person competing that, and then like the next was like 12 to 14. So like we had one person competing that, and then it was like 15 to 17. We had a couple people competing, and then like after that it was like adult and up.
Yeah.
So like we had a bunch of adults competing. So like they just all went out like because it was like a 5-ring setup.
Oh.
So it was like
that's
center
cool.
ring and then like 2 on the side.
Yeah.
Because it was in the like hotel conference room,
Yeah.
or like kind of like an exhibition hall area. So like one of because the 15 to 17-year-olds, we had a black belt who was 16,
Ooh.
and like because he trained because at Taekwondo I trained from 2006 ish to 2010,
Yeah.
and then took like a 2.5 year break because my parents were just like, my dad was like, yeah, you guys aren't learning anything new and I'm just wasting money. So he just took a break, and then we came back because he was like, yeah, you guys need to do something.
Oh.
Yeah, because I got in the league, and I was like, all I was doing was playing league, and my dad was like, yeah, you need to do something. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's boring. So I'm like, let's go back to Taekwondo. Because like part of Taekwondo is like you have like the community aspect.
Mhm.
So we came back. So I've been training since like 2013 on.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I trained with his brother when I was still the first time around. So like between 2006 and 2010.
Yeah.
And then he was like 5 around. I don't remember when. I guess like 11 years ago. Or he was like 6 or 7, but he was tiny when I was training first. And then like I guess after we left, like they kept training, and then like he took a break, And then we came back, and then he just like randomly came back, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to get my black belt." So like for a while, he trained. He got his black belt, and he was just there. And I'm like, "Hey, you!" I'm like, "You got power. You need to do a tournament." He was like, "Sure." So like all summer we were training. We were having him train. So like I was coaching him. So it's kind of difficult because like they have different weights for different ages for the brackets. So he was just heavyweight.
Oh.
So they just paired him. So like usually you have 4 people, but I guess there were only 2 other people that were between like 15 to 17 and his weight.
Mm-hmm.
So he went a 3-person bracket. I like he didn't get the bye, so we had to fight 2 people.
Oh.
For me as like his, I guess like mentor figure and coach, I was perfectly fine with it. I'm like, it's good. You need experience.
Yeah, I mean,
because for under a black belt, basically you have the chest guard.
Okay.
And you have all the gear, and it's just like they have corner refs with controllers that like one button is like a certain point, and then the next one.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's like it's eye test, but for black belts because they want to make it more like objective.
Mm-hmm.
You have to buy like electronic feet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they have like magnets on them, and then like they rent out like the electronic chest protectors that have sensors on them.
Yeah.
So like it was his first time fighting as a black belt in tournaments, so I was like, I just want him to have the most experience he can get.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was good because because in training like he's strong and he's fast, but he's like just doesn't have like aggressive mentality when he's training.
Okay.
So like I was in his corner coaching, and I told him like his first match came up, and I'm like, all right, I want you to just go all out, like just be aggressive, right? Because I was like, because it's kind of hard to judge like how good someone is, like just from appearance, because I couldn't tell if like the other guy's like because he didn't look as heavy, so I was like, I don't know if he's like fast, so I'm like basically just like general coaching stuff. I'm like leave nothing, like don't take anything home, leave everything on the mat, kind of like because my philosophy in coaching is just like if you're going to because you're paying to compete, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be you should be paying to fight. You shouldn't be paying to be a punching bag. Or like, or to like, if you're gonna lose, at least be like, I lost.
Fight,
I was like, I told everyone, I'm like, if you're gonna lose, like, at least fight. You lost.
At least you feel like you didn't.
Yeah, you lost because the other person is just like just that much better than you.
Yeah.
Not because like, I didn't put 100%. I could have beaten them, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I just told him that I'm like, all right, I need you to go all out. So, you get higher points for hitting the head.
Oh.
So like the first thing he did was he hit the other guy in the head, and it just set the tone for the whole match. So he had so he just
used that momentum.
Yeah. So it was 3 1-minute rounds. So it's like first minute 30-second break, second minute 30-second break, and the final. So like he got a headshot. So headshots are 3 points. They change it depending on the tournament. I think they changed the rule set so it's like higher point value or something.
Oh.
I'm not sure yet, but I just remember. Because he won the match 11-3, so he got a headshot. Because the hard part about doing black belt is that you have magnets on your feet.
Yeah.
And like.
Did they feel weird?
Yeah. Huh?
Did they feel weird?
No, it's like a little magnet. It's just a small magnet strip on the foot.
Oh.
So it's like it's like having a sock.
Okay.
And then you have padding on top, and then there's a magnet on top of that.
Okay.
Sewn in. So like the thing is, the hard part about black belt sparring is that like you have to hit the sensor. So like. If this was the top of my foot, the sensor's here.
Yeah.
So if I hit them like here, sensor's not gonna pick it up.
Oh.
So that's why like.
Oh, that's
weird. So that's the hard part about it. So that's why I wanted him to have just like as much experience because he's 16 now. So I want to push him to go to nationals next year.
Oh.
Because 15 to 17 or I think. So 15 to 17 is like juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that age bracket. So by next year. He'll have turned 17, and then the following year he'll be 18, so he moves up to adult.
Oh.
So I want him to like push him and see if we can win nationals before he fights adult, because there's like a huge gap between 15 to 17 versus like 18 to like 26.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge gap.
So I'm trying to push him to do it, but yeah. So like he got a headshot, and then he was like then he was just like pushing, because in Taekwondo like you get penalties for certain things. So like. If you, because you're supposed to be in control of yourself, if you get out of the ring, you get 8-point deduction. So
Okay.
instead of losing points, because they don't want people going negative, you give the other guy points. So
Okay.
my fighter, like, he got a couple points just because, like, he was, like, you know, being super aggressive and forcing the other guy out. Yeah.
Oh, that's OP.
Yeah, so he it was funny because after, or like in between the rounds, he was like, "Man, I'm missing so much." I'm like, just be more aggressive. Look, he's not doing anything.
Yeah. Just
So
beat
like
him up.
he should have gotten higher points on that one, but it was his first match, so I was happy. And then like we had like there was like two other black belts in another division, so we had to wait for their match, and then he went back to the next one, and like I just told him it was funny that the first match, it was like it was already 11-3, and it looked like the other guy was just like dead, like, you know, like just he was done.
Oh.
So like I just told him, I'm like, just take this man. I'm like, just play defensive, you know, like don't waste all your energy because you got another match coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the other guy looks tougher. so I was like, you know, just you know, you have a minute, just like
Just turtle.
yeah, just basically turtle. Just like don't give them the chance to score. And if you can, just push him out.
Just score a few.
So he just won the first match, and I'm like, you did it. I was like super excited. His dad was there.
Oh, that's
his dad
cool.
was recording, so I'm like, that's good. Then the next match, I'm like, look, dude, this is your. I'm like, you saw what you did the last match. Just step it up, and like, this is a free win for you. So the same thing happened. He started out, he got like a clean headshot,
Ooh.
and like I guess the other guy was like more aggressive, but he was bigger too, like height wise, and like I guess he was heavier too. My fighter.
Yeah.
So I told him, I'm like, just push him out, just keep kicking. So I got it to like 20 to like, he won 20-6.
Oh my goodness.
So it was like, so he was landing more like body shots.
Yeah.
So he's getting more points. But yeah, it was funny though because to the third round it was like 20. It was like 18 or 20-3, but he got he gave up 3 points because he got 3 penalties. So like the first one was like, because you can't actually, so in fighting you can push,
Yeah.
but you can't grab.
Okay.
Because that, like, you know, that would throw off like fighting.
Mhm.
So one time I think like he pushed, but like his fingers like clenched. So
Oh.
the ref saw it, so he's like, "You got a penalty. You grabbed." So I'm like, "Okay." And then that got him up before, and then like he went to block, and there's another penalty is like interfering. So like if you were to kick me and I straight up just like like slap it out, that's interfering.
Oh, you can't do that.
So he went to block, and I think he just made the motion of like no.
Yeah.
Like that. So he instead of just blocking, he pushed the kick out of the way.
Yeah.
So that they called him on interference, and then like I told him like to fix his foot gear during like one of real quick, and I told him to raise his hand, like, you know, tell the ref like I need to fix this.
Mhm.
And I guess the ref didn't know, so he was fixing his gear, and he was like, penalty, like, you know, you weren't paying attention or something like that. So I was like,
so
you know,
the last one's
but it was just funny because I'm like, you know what? We're winning so much. I don't even want to go through like the whole
Yeah,
process
it's
of
like,
like,
dang it,
dude,
ref.
what ref? He's like trying to fix his feet. I'm like, we already won.
Yeah.
So,
oh,
so it's
whatever.
pretty nice. So it was his first win. So he got gold.
That's
And like
nice.
the other guys weren't that good, but like he earned it. He went 2 full matches,
Yeah.
and like he dominated. So that was
Good.
good. And yeah. And then like we got a hotel room. We stayed the night because it was like, you know, everyone would be tired, but also like it's a resort, so there's a water park. So he rented a hotel room. He got access to the water park.
Nice.
So we just went in, and then like for dinner they had like, it was interesting. They had a buffet.
Oh.
So but it was like one time through.
Oh.
So it was like a little expensive, but we were like, you know what? Everyone else is eating, and it's like, if we leave, like, you know, because it was already like 6 or it was like 7 when we got there. We're like,
Okay.
if we leave, we're gonna spend forever, you know, going out, ordering food, eating, and then coming back to play at the water park.
Yeah.
So we were just like, okay, we'll just eat at the buffet, and it was like buffet style, but it was like there was brisket, there was like pulled pork. It was
Ooh.
actually so good.
That's
I
sick.
was like, because they just gave you like a plastic.
How much was
It
it?
was like $18. So it was like you know, buffet price.
Yeah, that's
But,
a little
yeah.
bit.
It's on the pricey side, but it was like, yeah. So what I did is, because they give you a plate and a bowl, so I'm like, I saw people in front that were like putting all their like stuff, because it was like coleslaw,
Yeah.
like potato salad
Mhm.
and stuff, and beans, and they were putting it on the plate. I'm like, that's stupid. So I just like, you know, got a little bit of each
Gotta
in the
learn
bowl,
how to stack.
and then I ran back to my table and put it down, and I ran back in line. So my plate was empty. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, I paid for this. You know, I would argue with them. They didn't. No one said anything. So I just like I put a bunch of brisket, pulled pork,
Yeah.
and they had like I think it was like barbecue chicken or something.
Ooh. I was gonna
Yeah, it was so good.
Oh, I have chicken thighs. I can see chicken thighs.
Yeah, but it was crazy because there was a lot of food.
That's sick.
But yeah, I was like, I got so much food.
Yeah, just
but it was,
learning how to
good.
stack your food.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, brisket, if you eat it out, it's like $8 a pound
Yeah, so
at least.
yeah, I'm pretty sure like I overpaid for how much food I got, but it was good because I was full. So
Yeah,
it's like
that's good.
I'm
That's
satisfied. But it was funny because they also give you like a ticket for like ice cream. So they make like ice cream sandwiches out of like the cookies.
Ooh,
And,
that's nice.
but like I think the cookies were like they weren't soft, so I think they were like the
Oh.
cookies that they sell during the day, and then like the ones they don't sell,
Oh.
they just stack it. But it was funny because one of the girls competing, her mom, like she didn't see the ticket, so she just stacked her food. So she grabbed the ticket. Her dad was like, "Where's the ticket?" And her mom's like, "I don't know." And then like I looked, I'm like, "You put it under your food."
Oh, no.
She pulled out, and it was like all greasy from the meat.
The ice cream ticket.
So she went to get ice cream. She was just like, "Can I use this?" They were like, "Yeah." They didn't even want to touch it. They were just like, "Yeah, just throw it away." And then she got one. It was nice.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I guess it was a good experience because like we had a lot of people like first time tournament, and then like
Yeah.
a couple of them like they just lost. But
That's
it's
fine.
like it's good to lose, I guess,
It's a good experience.
because it was like now we know what you did wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we had a couple first time black belt sparring, and then we had a tag team. So like a guy from another school that like I guess he's like retired because he's like 24, but he like competed at like in Korea international level
Oh.
for like a couple years, and he's just like change of pace, wants to do like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something.
Okay.
But like they signed up because 2v2 is they call it, it's like the entertainment is like they call it old style, so like old style sparring, so like you don't have like like the foot guards electronic or anything, and like the old rules was like you could fall if you fell, you didn't get penalized.
Oh, wait,
Because-
what?
Because what people used to do is like they would just like jump, kick for the head, and fall. Because like, if you're fighting someone taller, like you gotta just go for it, go
Yeah.
for the head. And if you land it, you get your points, and then like they reset. But like a lot of people were abusing that, so they changed the rules so if you fell, you get penalized
Oh.
to prevent that. Because it was just like people would suicide for like
Yeah.
their headshot, and then they'd like they cover up as they fall.
Yeah.
And then it's like if you're kicking someone while they're falling, then the kicker gets like penalty,
Oh.
so you also get more points, kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, so they were doing 2v2, and it was like him and like another guy from my school who's like huge, and like they were sparring. It was so funny because like he's just so much better than the other guys. Like, he was just like destroying them. But he was having fun. And the other guy was like, like stance like antagonizing him. So I just threw like a spinning hook kick, and it hit him like on the temple.
Ooh.
And he, I'll find the video and I'll show you. But like the guy like fell, and like he went unconscious like for sure, and he like landed on his ankle.
Ooh.
So like his ankle, like he was on his toes, so his ankle's like this, and he sat on it and then fell down.
Ow.
So the match was over, but it was
That kick
yeah,
though.
yeah, it was crazy. But it was funny because they got like $600 cash prize
Dang, that's nice.
between the two of them. So yeah, so it was like
I
overall
want to learn all these kicks for tricking.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And then
how much time do I have left?
I have no clue.
Should look.
Let's see. All right. Sorry for crap quality. Wow, we're at 50.
Oh,
minutes.
we're at way over time.
Yeah. Well, maybe a couple more minutes.
We could.
Okay. I guess one more thing is something your people, your interests. Just wanna
yeah.
talk about
So
that.
I'm a psychology major, and that came from like interest in people and like how people think, and something that I've been really interested lately is my origami friend, his name is Boyce, and he does tricking. He used to do parkour. He break dances. He folds origami, and he does a lot of stuff. And I was really interested in and he started some of this stuff when like he was a kid, and like a lot of it was like based on like his own interests and like. But I feel like for me, if I compare him to me, like as a kid, I did have like few interests. Like, of course, I want to do like parkour. That's sick. Like, I want to do gymnastics. I wanted to. I wanted to fold origami. Like, I wanted to do those things, but as a kid, I didn't know how deep those things went, and also I didn't actively pursue those things. And I was wondering, like, what kind of parenting and what kind of mindset do you have to do those things, to push yourself to do those things. And so I was talking to him and like asking him a few questions, and it was really interesting about his mindset. And I'm understanding a lot more now that I'm folding origami, and like thinking like from me now to me before. And I think the biggest thing was just the mindset is that you can't think you're gonna fail. Like when you are doing something, let's say when you're folding origami and you're stuck at a step, right? You don't think of it as like, okay, I'm never gonna do this. Like, it's so difficult. Instead, you just do more research. Just keep going. You're like, I'm gonna do this, and you just think about how sweet that victory is gonna be when you get it, instead of the other way. Even though like that sounds very generic, I feel like it's very true. When I think back, like a lot of the stuff I did, I was like, I realized that like when I think, like I'm like, this is too hard. I'm gonna keep pushing at it anyways, but this is really hard. But instead of like thinking that, I was like, you have to think of like, this is really hard, but I really want this. This is gonna be great when I finish it. Instead of just this is really hard. And it's really, really finding those small victories when you are doing something and you don't feel like you're making any progress. Obviously, you're not gonna do anything, but like finding those victories as you go is really nice. Like when you're doing anything, like if you're like learning how to code, or if you're like doing gymnastics, like every little thing can be counted as a victory. And having those victories is really encouraging.
It's like the milestones.
Like some things when you do them, like they don't feel like they have like as many victories. Like let's say you're playing League of Legends. Like you don't really like, even if you're like stuck at the same rank, right? If you're stuck at like silver 1 or something, you're trying to get to gold, and you're stuck at the same rank. Like you don't feel like you're gaining any better because you're stuck. And then, but finding, like, if you want to get better, like finding those little milestones, like, oh, I can do this a little bit better now. I can do this a little bit better now. Like that, having you find those is like really important. So when I'm folding origami, I'm stuck at this step right now, and I realized like I never thought about, okay, I'm never ever going to do this, and like I found myself thinking like, okay, what can I do to make this happen, right? So I like do research or whatever, and I'm still exploring this avenue of like thought and like how parenting goes into it and a bunch of other stuff, but like this is just like what I observed from like my friends and from my own personal life now, like how to get good at things, and like obviously the motivation goes into it, like how you grew up goes into it. Like there's a lot of different factors, but those are a few that like, you can think about, and hopefully it helps you with whatever you want to do.
So yeah, last 2 weeks, just I guess lots of improvement. Life. That's good.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about more, and I'm really interested in like people and like how they grew up, and I feel like when I started doing psychology, or started this major, I was thinking about a lot about like depression and anxiety, and like how like as a kid when you grew up, like your parents, like if they did certain things or like they parented you in a certain way, like, or if you grew up in a certain environment and like it would mess you up, like you have anxiety and depression. But I realized that I haven't thought about like the other way, how the positive side of parenting, like if they did it right, they did it well, if they did it in this way, their kid would be more encouraged to do certain things. and like that's something I can think about also. Like helping people with anxiety and depression, and also helping people improve their lives with different parenting styles or different mindsets too. Yeah. So you don't have to have a mental illness to go to a psychiatrist or like a counselor or something. If you want to improve at something, that's also something you can go for. And I think that's something very interesting to me.
Cool. Yes, we're out of time, but something we can talk about next podcast.
Yeah. We definitely have stuff to talk about next podcast. So
I guess we'll next podcast next week we'll continue that train of thought. Woo! I think we're pretty sure it's number 7. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.